Hello, everyone. This is Father Michael Lilly with the Orthodox Experience. Today, I'm going to speak about our children a little bit, specifically the education of our children. Many of you may have your kids in public schools, and I know that it's probably been difficult the last few years with ongoing regulations and mandates for both the COVID masking, vaccination, and the like. And this is not a post about about what you should do in those instances, but more so about a post regarding the education of our kids of content that is not appropriate for public educators to be doing for our children. There was recently a bill that is brought before the legislation in Florida that has gotten some attention, that it says that there should be no talk between a teacher, a counselor in a public school setting and a children regarding gay identity, transgender identity, and the differences that we hear today between those gender fluidities, binariness, these terms that are so new to us that it's hard to keep track of what it means. But so it was saying that basically it's not appropriate for kids in primary school, K through 6, to have conversations with their teachers and their counselors about it, that this should be left to parents. Brothers and sisters, this should worry you. Here's a clip from a daily YouTube news channel, Rising, with a Democratic strategist who speaks about his opinion that this is a ludicrous bill, that we should not protect the children from this kind of talk. Listen here.
Design something like this if parents are saying that they don't want gender identity discussed in kindergarten or whatever, or do you think that that's just not? You think the school should be able to design its curriculum however it wants? How would you design this?
Well, what I would say is that the mission of the Ron DeSantis administration since he took office has been to hurt people, and this is another piece of legislation that's going to just do just that. I agree with President Biden that it's hateful. It is going to have tremendous consequences on the mental health of kids struggling with these questions, and it's going to push them further and further away from being their true selves. And I think there needs to be able to be a safe place in schools. To say that you can't have counselors have these conversations is just sick. And it's just so disheartening that at this 2022, this is where we are in America. And it's all because from some delusional notion by Governor DeSantis and the extreme state legislature in Florida that, by not talking about this, it's going to prevent people from being members of the LGBTQ community. And it's just nonsense.
Andrew, should we teach 5-year-olds that gender is non-binary?
I think we should teach 5-year-olds the truth about gender, which is that there are a lot of different people choose different genders. Absolutely. We absolutely should teach them the definition of non-binary. We should teach them the definition of male and female and transgender. Absolutely. Let's not hide the truth from 5-year-olds. Let's be honest about the conversation we're having in society. And because guess what? As was mentioned earlier, folks are looking at this on the internet, and if 5-year-olds have phones, but the truth is, the earlier you can come out, the better you are for your life. And people have identified that 5-year-olds can know that they aren't male or female, and they do identify as non-binary. I think it sets a very, very dangerous precedent.
Now, I would hope that this gentleman who just spoke would just be kind of a one-off. But unfortunately, it's not. It's so easy to, as he said, look on the internet and find people that really engage in this vociferously, that they have it as their goal in life to educate young people on these matters. It does not matter their background and their beliefs, what the parents say. They feel that they know better. And so my advice to you, brothers and sisters, is that we need to get our children out of public schools. That's going to take a little bit of sacrifice on your end. If you are a true believer in Jesus Christ, if you're a true believer in whatever Christian church, you have to understand that these people's goal is to spread propaganda that is against your belief, specifically the Orthodox Church. In my instance, your children need to go into a parochial school, or even better yet, they need to be homeschooled. It's going to take quite a sacrifice, and I know that most of you people are working on a two-income household, or you may even be single parents, but your children's salvation is going to require you to look at this seriously, because they will be inundated with stuff that will change their way they view their relationship with God, their relationship with the church, and ultimately, because they're a captive audience for these people, they will have more impact on their lives than the church will, because of just the amount of time they spend with them. So, brothers and sisters, it's time to think. What do we do with our children? Do we send them off to slaughter in these public schools? Or will we take the steps, make the sacrifices in order to educate them in a Christian manner? God bless you all.